G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Alright, Shed Wars Gladiator Challenge to cook off. Last time we had a Gladiator Challenge, it was right at the start of the season. I had beans and kale to cook with, but still managed to pull it off. This time, no excuses. I have a heap of stuff here, so we're gonna get into it and see what we can do. Tonight we are dealing with, a mixture of vegetables that are out in the garden that are still in season. We're getting towards the end of the season, but there's still a fair bit producing out there. I'll show you what I got in a second and we'll work out what I'm doing. Well, I've already worked out what I'm doing. I'm gonna do a regional dish, Ratatouille. It's something that's a vegetable stew made up, traditionally it's a vegetable stew, and it's made up with all those garden vegetables. I'm gonna do more the restaurant version, which you'll see as we go along. So stay tuned to the end so you can see the final product. All right, let's have a look, see what we've got to work with. I have an absolute plethora of tomatoes at the moment. This is some of them. This is yesterday's harvest, and it's not even all of yesterday's harvest. Tomatoes are coming in thick and fast at the second. We have one lonely little shiitake mushroom, but that's fine. That can go into the sauce. I'll just cut that up fine, put it into the sauce. It's gonna add some savoriness to the sauce. Okay, rest of the harvest. We have a little yellow pepper, a green pepper. I do not have any peppers that turn color yet, so I don't actually know what their final result is. We have a bunch of herbs here. So we've got some basil, we've got some parsley, we've got some oregano. So looking good on the herb department. We have a small butternut, which is elongated, so absolutely perfect for what I'm gonna do with this recipe. So some people call it a squash, some people call it a pumpkin, but it's a butternut. Okay, we have the first of the beets. Haven't cleaned them off yet, so I still need to do that. So we will clean the beets up and they will be going into it. We have zucchini's pretty much gone. So we've got a medium size and a smaller zucchini. And a bunch of little aubergines or eggplants. So that is what we are cooking with tonight. I'm also got some onions that I bought because I don't grow onions. And we'll see what we do when we plate up. There might be a few other things. All right, let's get cooking. Okay, we're gonna start with a bit of olive oil. You know that, we're gonna put 2 brown onions, just small brown onions diced up. A yellow and a green pepper. Obviously the green was the bigger one, but the yellow's only just started coming on. And we will save the mushroom and the herbs for the second. Bit of salt, some pepper, of course some garlic. It is me cooking after all. Okay, I just want to soften these up. So I'll let that cook for a bit. I want to cook it down so the onions are translucent. Then we'll add in the mushroom and the herbs. Because they're green herbs, I don't want to put them in too early. They're just going to burn off and end up being bitter. So they go in later. Put in our mushrooms, our herbs, and then we'll put in our tomatoes and cook down towards the sauce. Okay, as you can see, we're just starting to catch a bit of colour on those onions. So, let's try to change things up a bit. Okay, we're just going to deglaze the pan, a little bit of red wine.
So, in with our mushrooms and herbs. You see the colour and flavour that's all picked up from that red wine. Alcohol is gone already. It's the first thing to bubble off. Okay, next up we're going to add in our tomato. And that is just a whole bunch of tomatoes. Pepper. So now I'm just going to slow cook that down into a sauce. I'll just keep an eye on it. If I need to add some water to it, then I will. But we'll see how much water comes out of the tomatoes. So I will let that cook away. Down on low. Now this fry pan, I don't have a lid that'll actually fit it. But as long as I can get one over the food, that will help with the steam up. It'll reduce down those tomatoes and work that way. Okay, last vegetable we're going to add in is just some potato harvested from the garden. And make sure if you're using one of these mandolins to use the little hand protector. It's amazing number of people I've seen use one of these and shorten their fingers. So we've got all our veggies and herbs in there. Just going to put some olive oil in. And it's going to help everything in the cooking process. It's also going to protect the potatoes from browning. Just gently, because of those tomatoes, we want to move everything around a little. And that'll also bring up our other vegetables and make it easier for us to stack it. Want to get that oil all through and get those vegetables mixed up. Looking good. Now we just need to finish the sauce up. Once the sauce is finished up, we'll start putting it in our cooking dish and get going with that part. The sauce is nice and reduced down. Nice and thick. The stuff that's in there has lost most of its shape. You know, the tomato, there's nothing left of it. The onion, there's pretty much nothing left of it. There's a little bit of pepper. So we are down to a nice, thick, luscious sauce in there now. So that is ready for us to head across and start on the next part. Oh, the joys of filming. Once again, I've lost the footage. Okay, so what we do is we load up our dish. We want to put the sauce in the bottom, nice thick layer of sauce, and that's what we're standing up all of our vegetables in. Now you're just doing alternating layers of the vegetables. It does not need to be precisely perfect. Let's see, my tomato did not like being mixed around, so it's a little bit mushy, but it's all good. Having a mixture of the narrower and thicker ones lends itself to you working in a circle. If you bring all narrow ones to the back, then you get a bit of a curve on it. And the leftover vegetables, they can just get, fried up, baked up. Just serve them like that. They will hold for a day or two because the oil coating on them. And so they will turn into tomorrow night's dinner. Okay, next up we go into the oven. We're just going to cover in foil first. I just want to make sure that those vegetables get some softening before they get too much colour on them. So we're going to go into a 190 Celsius or 375 Fahrenheit oven. They're going to go in there for 40 minutes with the foil on, and then I'm going to take the foil off in about another 20 minutes just until everything softens up, and then we can serve up. And I need to organise some sides to go with it in the meantime. So catch you in a bit. Alright folks, how good does that look? That is magnificent. Alright, let's serve this bad boy up. We have 2 beautiful eggs from the girls. Fresh today. We have our beet greens and some beans. That's been tossed in garlic and olive oil, and we're just gonna sprinkle on a little bit of Egyptian dukkha on top of that. That will bring that up a treat. Got a couple of pieces of my homemade bread made with my homemade pumpkin flour. Last but not least, we've got the star of the dish. We have this absolutely gorgeous Ratatouille. Balance. How good is that? The final thing, as always, is a taste test. So there's gorgeous vegetables, some sauce. I already know how good the bread tastes, I already know how good the eggs taste, and the beans. Let's have a go at this ratatouille. Absolutely delicious. I mean, for a vegetarian dish, that is an excellent dish. Makes a great side. Makes a great main meal. Obviously for me, I like a bit of protein added to it, but it makes a wonderful dish. Okay everyone, thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.